Hey y'all, welcome to Film with Family. I'm Austin, and today we've got a special bonus episode to wrap up our summer series on Lonesome Dove. Zach, my dad Glen, and I had the honor of chatting with actor Sonny Carl Davis, who played Burt Borum in the series Lonesome Dove. Sonny spent 8 weeks on set with the cattle drive and shared some incredible stories that had us all laughing. So thanks for joining us on this journey through Lonesome Dove. Both parts of our series are now available, so if you haven't listened to them yet, go check them out. But for now, enjoy our conversation with Sonny. So Sonny Carl Davis, thank you for joining us on Film with Family.
My pleasure.
You're here with my cousin Zach and my dad Glen. I guess I'd just like to start actually with you, Dad.
Okay.
Why don't you describe to us how you and Sonny know each other?
Sonny and I were both working at the same time in June of 1978. Sundays and Mondays, I was doing Lenny Bruce. Do you remember seeing that, Sonny?
Yeah, I'll remember it under hypnosis, I think.
And on Wednesday night, Stevie Ray Vaughan was playing there.
Oh yeah.
And on Fridays and Saturday nights, you were working with the Uranium Savages.
Yeah, music from Uranus.
And and that was sort of a satirical rock show, and I believe you were a vocalist in that, correct?
Yeah, when they let me, some costumes and backup singer, and I did a couple of my own songs, lead singer.
I felt like I was among the stars with all of you guys together, and then about 7 years later, you found yourself in New Mexico on the set of Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, well, I was trying to jar my old memory banks here lately. I was looking forward to being with you guys, but I had done Redheaded Stranger with Bill Whitliff and Willie Nelson, the singer. I was living in LA at the time, and I was about to come back down to Austin for the premiere of Redheaded Stranger with Morgan Fairchild and Willie and everybody, big premiere. And coincidentally, I had just read Lonesome Dove, the book, the fantastic, legendary book. And somebody said, hey, Bill Whitliff is producing Lonesome Dove. And I said, oh, really? So cut to, I get back down to Austin and going to the premiere party, and it was Bill Whitliff, and hey, Bill, how you doing? And he said, fine, good to see you, good to see you. I heard you're producing Lonesome Dove, and he said, yeah. I said, well, you got a role for me? And Bill, kind of looked away. One of my heroes, Bill Whitliff, and he said, how's your Irish accent? And bless his heart, he put up with me the rest of the night. I was stumbling around with a drink in one hand and doing an Irish accent. It sounded like a drunken leprechaun for the rest of the evening. Oh, Billy, me lad. Come here, Billy. And I didn't get the role of one of the Irish brothers, but I did get the role of Burt Borum. And as my wife pointed out later, the Irish roles shot for like 2 weeks. And my, cowboy, Burt Borum in the Hat Creek outfit shot for 2 months. So it goes to show you, Lonesome Dove is one of those cases where it wasn't a good role, but it was a good job. And I got to be on, from pretty much start to finish on a classic, legendary Lonesome Dove. It was, looking back, and I was count my blessings. And as I've mentioned before, worked for 2 months on it. And I tell people that I was the bald-headed actor behind the cattle. Robert Duvall was up in front of the cattle. I was back there pulling up the rear and get along, playing a cowboy. And, Southern boys, Texas boys, I only had that one line, better than possum, where I was sitting around the campfire there, the Hat Creek outfit, and somebody standing over there skinning a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I've had rattlesnake. It's better than possum. I go, better than possum? I nailed it.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you have like any specific memorable moments from being on the set?
Well, nothing specific. It was, like I say, I was kind of behind the herd, but the locations were wonderful. Out of Texas, Austin and West Texas, and then got to go up to New Mexico, which is just a magical place. Angel Fire, New Mexico. I'd never been up there. It's just beautiful, beautiful. But getting to see, watch these fantastic legendary actors, Tommy Lee and Duvall and others. It was just great, firsthand, right on the set to witness historical, legendary roles.
Did you have any interactions with Bob Duvall or Tommy Lee? Did you guys ever hang out?
Well, a little bit, Duvall would play on the weekends in the hotel motel bar there, and I was in music kind of, I think I harmonized with him a couple of times, but he was part of the group. He wasn't no star, didn't wear it on his sleeve. And Tommy Lee Jones got to know better, and I think a few years ago, well, many years ago, I did a show, Three Burials of Maquetas Estrada, that Tommy Lee produced, and I don't know if he directed it, but that kind of lingered, and I've seen him at Bill Whitliff's memorial. He was in Austin. I think he still lives out in West Texas. And Duvall, he had quite a personality. He was a big tango dancer. He used to say, I got tango partners on both coasts. He danced tango. Or another Duvall line was, I've been married so many times I got rice marks all over my skin. But nothing interactive between me and neither one of them. I've got to know friends, lingering friends. Tim Scott, who late great, bless his heart. P.I., he was a good guy. And David Carpenter, who played Needle Nelson, one of the Cowboys. Him and I got to, in fact, he lived with me in Venice Beach out there for a while in the same house. And good guy, but they kind of come and go, and you see them when, share old memories when you do see them.
Did you have any interaction with William Sanderson?
Oh yeah, Sneaky Bill. Yeah, he was, speaking of drinking back then, he would always buy the house around. He'd always say, "Let Newhart pay for this."
I don't know if the boys remember, but William Sanderson was on the Bob Newhart show, and he'd always introduce himself as, "I'm Daryl, and these are my other brother, Daryl."
Yeah, it's Daryl.
So he had two other brothers.
Who is he in Lonesome Dove?
Lippy.
Oh, okay.
Lippy, yeah.
Nice.
It was just all, looking back, it was just a wonderful time playing cowboy and cattle, and this beautiful scenery, and good people all around you. And when everybody knew what a legendary story we were trying to tell.
So from your perspective, you thought it was a pretty well-run production. It didn't seem like it was a fiasco.
No blow-ups, no major F-ups. And it was, again, getting back to Bill Whitliff, and he's got, if you're a fan or interested in Lonesome Dove, he has a wonderful exhibit at Texas State University in San Marcos, Texas, the Whitliff collection. And if anybody ever want to see a little more of the Lonesome Dove history and mementos and stuff, he's got screenplays, and Bill was a great photographer in his own side, and there's a wonderful history of Lonesome Dove, pre and production, and post-production. It's a great exhibit, the Whitliff collection in San Marcos, Texas State University. He was a class act from beginning to end, and he's a legacy and a great friend of mine.
Yeah, he was the writer of Lonesome Dove. Was he on set too?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was there, support and assistance for whatever needed to be. He's all parts of it.
Nice.
What was Simon Windsor, the director? What was he like?
A nice guy. What is he, British or Irish?
Australian.
Australian, whatever. Kind of like an international Texan, Australia, but
yeah,
he was, not on the surface that familiar with a Texas story, but he certainly understood it and knew how to tell the story, and that's what's important in a director.
So, have you watched Lonesome Dove recently, or do you remember watching it when it was on TV?
Oh yeah, of course.
What was that like for you seeing it when it first came out in 1989?
Well, it was a big deal, and I think the audience reaction was positive, positive. And again, me being, I'm behind the cattle. You got to look quick. Not to digress, but my career is little roles on big films and big roles on little films. And I've watched TV with my daddy back when he was with us, and I said, "Okay, Daddy, here I come. My roles come. My scene is coming up," and he reaches over and gets a sip of coffee, and I'm already done. He goes, "What was that? It?" And, yeah, so you got to look quick.
Yeah, I see that you're in Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, I'm Thelma and Louise. I answered the phone at the restaurant. "Hey, Thelma, when are you going to run away with me?" And she takes the phone out of my hands. She's not. She's going to run away with me now. If they changed the story, she would have run away with me. There'd be a, Thelma and Louise 2, Thelma and Louise 3, instead of the Brad Pitt, whoever that is. Drives a perfectly good convertible off a cliff. If they would run away with me, we would have had sequels.
Yeah, it's a good pitch.
I also noticed that you were in Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Yeah.
right? And you are in Nicolas Cage's first on-screen appearance ever, which is when he's in the back as a cook.
Yeah.
You're in the front as a customer.
Yeah, that was with Judge Reinhold scene where,
Right.
it says guaranteed. Teach you that here, Brad. Memorable.
Going back to Lonesome Dove, though, and your history as a Southerner, did you have to reach down very far to get that Western energy out of you, or was it just like you're just kind of being yourself?
It's in there from day one. I came out as a baby, getting in the delivery room with a southern drawl. It goes back a ways, and I think that's when Bill and their casting stuff. I mean, Bill probably bless his heart gave me a thumbs up to as a Burt Borum role, but he knew he could trust me after Redheaded Stranger, and I'd done some films before, little black and white local regional films here, and you get on the set on Lonesome Dove, you get out there, and some people have never been around a horse before, and some people, they had to give them some pointers about, popping up in your saddle. You got to ride easy. So I was familiar with horseback riding and comfortable around westerns, and I'd done Redheaded Stranger, and I got to ride, on camera, and got hung.
Do you still do some acting here and there, or are you retired now?
Oh no, I'm still acting when they let me. These days it's not necessarily on theaters or TV or something, but streaming. One called Buck Alamo, shot here in Austin. I played Buck Alamo.
Oh, there you go.
They didn't have to Photoshop.
Before we let you go, we gotta ask you about the Evil Bong movies.
Sorry about that. Well, Charlie Band, Full Moon Productions. I got to know him or worked with him. Speaking of old Texans, Ted Nicolau, who was in Ramon and the Four Daddios here in Austin. He's a film director now, living in LA, and he cast me in a film called Terror Vision that we shot in Italy, which is great. And that was Charlie Band produced, and I think there was just the one television, but then got to know, again, I tell the young actors, do good work and make friends, and people say, hey, let's get Sonny to play that role. So I had a small role in television, and then the Evil Bong series came up, and that's where I one man show I got is called First to Be Eaten, where I'm usually the guy that these low budget horror pictures. Charlie Band does these. I got eaten by a monster coming through a satellite dish in a backyard television dish, and so they did 8 of them, Evil Bongs. I think that's 888 Evil Bong Eternity. But I think that's all wrapped up we put that to bed, I think, finally. But
and you get killed in all 8 of them?
Somewhat. I think I haven't looked at them in years, and I like to get a good night's sleep, so I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, I see you play a character named Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit. Rabbit's got to grab it. Yeah, Charlie does the. They're low key TNA. You got the Poontang tribe, and I gave them what they wanted. I nailed it.
Well, yeah, this has been a real pleasure, Sonny. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys for reaching out, and I'll see you down the road.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you
Sonny.
so much, Sonny.
This has been fun.
Been quite a party.
Quite a party.